Good day, my lovely students. Welcome to our class for today. And for today, we shall be taking a critical review of Willie Agednova's Other Glitters. For today's class, we shall be looking at the plot overview. We'll be taking a stylistic review of the characters in the work, as we'll also be looking at the thematic preoccupation of the literary work of art. For the plot overview, the work is actually weaved around one of the major characters in the person of Efe. Efe is a young lady, a 200 level student in University of Benin, who was actually betrothed to Nosa. They had this smooth sailing relationship that was ongoing for them, not until one of his friends, who was actually a dropout in secondary school in the person of Amenze, came from Italy, and all our plans of getting married to Nosa and continue with her education came to an abrupt end because she now sought on how she would go to Italy to become someone who the society want to be reckoned with. So for her, going to Italy is everything. So she abandoned her studies, she abandoned her smooth sailing relationship with Nosa, or in the quest of traveling to Italy. So at the end of the day, when we look at the plot review of this work, we find out that Effie and the likes like Madame Essoe, Amenze, Odion, they all met their Waterloo because they faced one terrible situation or the other at the end of the day, making us to understand that, that flamboyant lifestyle that we envy in people is not supposed to be, because underneath it comes lots of consequences. So outside the plot review, we should also be looking at some of the characters in the literary work of art. Some of the characters we'll be looking at, we're going to look at Nosa, a very young, lovely man, Tunde's friend and a business partner of his. Nosa was ready to give all to Effie, who disappointed him at the end of the day. Nosa was very resolute. He did everything just to make sure that everything went well between himself and Effie, but to no avail. At the end of the day, he finally got married to Ngozi, who is a friend to Nosa. Then outside, who is a friend, sorry, who is a friend to Efe. Then outside Nosa, we shall be looking at Efe. Like I told you earlier, Efe was a 200 level student in University of Benin and was betrothed to Nosa. The preparation was in top gear for them to get married, not until the crave for quick words came in and she abandoned everything just to travel to Italy. Outside the fair, we'll be looking at Madame Essoe. Madame Essoe is a morally debased woman who harped on the gullibility and naivety of young ladies, just so what? Use them to satisfy her selfish whims and caprices. She lured them to Italy with the promises of giving them paid employment, only to use them as sex slaves when they get there. Then we'll be looking at Mr. and Mrs. Gobadia, especially Mrs. Gobadia. She encouraged her daughter to travel abroad, abandon their studies just because they want the children to help them out financially. So they were greedy and they were ready to sacrifice their daughter for such. Then we'll also be looking at wickedness. When we talk about wickedness, we can see it in the life of Mrs. Kobadia, who actually poured acid on the husband just to get the documents of their residential building to use as collateral, just for Mrs. Madam Esoe to take her daughter abroad. So she's a very terrible woman that will not but proud to have as a mother. As another thematic preoccupation we'll be looking at here now also is greed and desperation. Most of the characters in this works, they were greedy. Someone like Madame Esoe, Iziegbe, and Menze, Efe, Mr. and Mrs. Asemuta, Mrs. Gobadia, Odion. All these characters were filled with greed. They were very greedy because they were ready to do everything just to make money, and at the end of the day they suffered for it because the consequences, nemesis caught up with them because they paid in one way or the other. So greed and desperation as traits should not be found amongst us. Then we talk about the negative effects of prostitution. You can see that some of the characters in this work, someone like Effie, she, at the end of the day, they contracted one terrible sickness or the other, were repatriated, and you know yeah, the society don't want to have anything to do with them. So prostitution comes with its consequences. So as young lads, we should not engage in this vice because at the end of the day we will be worse off for it. And in conclusion, find out that the thematic preoccupation in this literary work of art, as the messages in this literary work of art, is apt because it talks about our present day realities. What we are facing in our present time is what the writer is trying to talk about in this literary work of art. Because we find out that in our society today, youths are ready to jettison, they are ready to abandon their studies, they are ready to abandon all that is going on well with them just because they want to travel abroad, because they believe traveling abroad will hasten their path to making wealth in life. So the message by William Genova in this particular work is that we should not we should not abandon our studies. We should not abandon that which is going on well for us here just because we want to travel abroad. Because we can see in the life of some of the characters in this literary work, like Madame Esoe, that was Jade, um, um, Madame Esoe, that was jailed for 7 years. We see some of the characters being repatriated and some of them contracting HIV. So, as students, we should take our studies seriously because if you look at some of the characters that took their studies seriously, they were better off at the end of the day. Okay, Ngozi took her studies seriously. At the end of the day, she became a a graduate, got married to a responsible young man in the person of Nosa. Then we'll see Owokan, who is the twin sister to Odion. She later became a medical doctor at the end of the day, and they were living their normal life. So, as students, we should, as a matter of necessity, embrace our studies and take it seriously because at the end of the day, we'll be better off for it. So it's my wish that as we go through this particular work, we'll get the message that the writer is trying to pass across. And also, when you go through it, when you go through the teaching for today, I need you to engage me. I need you to use the chat room to engage me. Also, use the notes and the question section at the end of this teaching. Engage me, ask me questions, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to have sound intellectual discourse. Thank you.